Good morning. Once again, we are at chemical kinetics chapter. In chemical kinetics, we have seen uh, exactly how the rate of reaction can be increased. Till now, we have taken effect of concentration, effect of temperature on rate of reaction. Like previously, we discussed, we finished effect of concentration and effect of temperature. Concentration, we saw it. Then we had second temperature. Now we are left with last topic, that is catalyst. So what catalyst does, everybody knows here. Catalyst, which way it is going to affect rate of reaction. We know that this is going to increase rate of reaction easily, and that is your positive catalyst. And one mistake, like normally students they make here, that is they say that they do a catalyst does not participate in reaction. That's wrong here. Catalysts easily participate in reaction, but they don't show any chemical change. We have read negative catalyst also, but negative catalysts, they are named as inhibitors. Negative catalysts, we are saying what they do, they are going to reduce the rate of reaction. They reduce rate of reaction easily, and they are named as inhibitors, you will say. So we are going to check which way they affect. Through graph, we are going to understand. First of all, we'll just see one more thing. How does catalyst affect Gibbs free energy change? Because Gibbs free energy change, what do we find? This decides spontaneity of reaction. So catalyst does not alter a Gibbs free energy change of the reaction, because it something which is non-spontaneous. Catalyst cannot make that reaction to go in spontaneous way. For example, you will take it with the students. If somebody has very a negative attitude, catalyst cannot change. Catalyst cannot act as a motivator. Catalyst, they just participate. They cannot make any reaction which is non-spontaneous to act as a spontaneous one. So this does not affect Gibbs free energy. This always come in competitive exams also. Now, what is the effect of catalyst on equilibrium constant? What do we notice here? They attain equilibrium constant easily, but they are not going to affect anywhere with equilibrium constant. That they cannot do. They may, because rate of forward reaction, catalyst is going to increase rate of forward reaction. Same time, they are going to increase rate of backward reaction also. So now we'll see it here, how this is going to change. Catalyst reduces activation energy. Like in previous graph, yesterday we had seen what is the requirement. Normally, reactant molecules, they are supposed to attain this much of energy where they attain activated complex state. This is going to make it, these reactant molecules going to help. These reactant molecules, they are supposed to attain this activated complex state. If you are going to use catalyst, catalyst is going to decrease this requirement. How this is going to decrease this requirement? Because catalyst participates. For example, any chapter, any portion, like maximum students, they can complete on their own. Teachers, they participate. Teachers try to make this complication easier here. How? Just by making you to attain this state easily. Teachers, you will stay in school, and parents, you'll for a number of things, parents, they act as a catalyst, positive catalyst. So they decrease this requirement, they decrease this activation energy, so that product can come out easily here. Okay, so what are we talking here? What catalyst does? Catalyst is going to make this activation energy catalyst lowers down this activation energy. That is positive catalyst. Negative catalyst is going to increase this activation energy. That's why we are saying catalyst increases rate of reaction. Now one more thing we have to understand. Normally when reaction takes place, suppose reaction has to take place here, A plus B changes into C, or product we are saying. First of all, they should collide with each other. Collision theory says these molecules, they should collide with each other, and they during collision they should have effective collision, effective collisions that is necessary. And beside effective collisions, what's the meaning of effective collisions? Like anything that collides, either head-on collision should be there, because sideways collision, that is not going to be effective. If effective collisions that is going to be there, they can make molecules to attain activated complex state. To account for effective collisions, one more requirement is there, that is probability or steric factor. Probability or steric factor means what? They should be properly oriented. Proper orientation should be there between molecules, right? Proper orientation has to be there, then only it is possible. It means reaction, if they have to proceed, they have to attain activated complex state, they should have effective collisions, which is possible when molecules are properly placed for the collisions, means proper orientation of molecules that is needed. Now here, collision frequency, we are saying number of collisions per second per unit volume that is taking place in reaction mixture is named as collision frequency. Means if molecules, they have to attain activated complex state, we said they should be effective collisions. It's okay, there should be effective collisions. Beside effective collisions, they should have, beside effective collisions, they should have more number of collisions, which is called collision frequency, here represented by Z. So one expression is also given here, how this rate depends. Rate is going to depend upon fraction of molecules. This is your collision frequency. Z is collision frequency between A and B. And this e to the power minus E act by RT. This is minus E act by RT. This represents the fraction of molecules which are having energies equal to or greater than activation energy. This value is called fraction of molecules having energy equal to or greater than activation energy. So this, when we relate this expression with Arrhenius equation, sorry, K is equal to A e to the power minus E act by RT, we can say this A resembles collision frequency, right? Now next we are taking more for effective collisions. They should collide with sufficient kinetic energy. They should have proper threshold energy, and next is proper orientation, so that they can break their bond easily. And proper orientation of molecules lead to bond formation, whereas improper orientations make them simply bounce back and no products are formed. It is represented by small p, proper orientation. This is also called probability or steric factor, or probability factor. So here you'll find, once again, rate is equal to P, Z. This is your probability factor, P. This has to be there. Means beside a collision frequency, ढेर सारे collisions होने के बावजूद and molecules having kinetic energy, they should have proper orientations, then only they can increase rate of reaction. Means basically rate is equal to P Z A B e to the power minus E act upon RT. One question is also given here. Activation energy for the reaction is given 209.5. At 581, calculate the fraction of molecules of reactants having energy equal to or greater than activation. If you can recall here, this is called fraction of molecules having activation energy equal to or greater than. This expression we have done. They're asking us to find out the same thing. So we can say this is equal to X. X means fraction of molecules. So how are we going to solve it? X we have to find out. We can take log on either side. Log e to the power minus E act upon RT is equal to log X. And this we take here, minus E act upon RT is equal to log X. It's going to be like this power, because log E to the power X, if you can remember here, or Y, anything that is there, P, It is P log E. So log E, that is going to be 1. So we are having P. So we wrote here log X. So now how are we going to solve it? Activation energy value is given to us. T is given 581. R everybody knows. Now next we are going to take here log X. So how are we going to find out this log X here? And remember, this log, if they are going to take out 2.303 also has to be there. Because log log if we are taking. Now anti-log. Anti-log of minus E act value you will put here 2.303. You solve this one. Now pseudo first order reaction, this was in between. What is pseudo first order reaction? Like here we are having number of reactions in which rate does not depend upon particular reactant molecules which is taken in excess. If it is taken in large excess, then rate is not going to depend upon those factors. Means second component you will say. Suppose this breaks and it's in excess. It's not going to depend. This kind of reaction is called pseudo first order reaction. Like here we are going to take K for this particular part. Normally we say K is equal, R is equal to K CH3COO C2H5. We'll take this as K dash and H2O. Means it's taken in a large amount. Like you will say river water. From river, if you're going to take out even 1 bucket of water, water is not going to get reduced. So there will be no change in concentration of water. So finally, rate is going to depend upon only one component, K dash H2O. We are taking this is as a constant value, no change in this expression. So our equation will be called first order because rate is going to depend upon only one component. So what happens if we are taking more than one reactant molecule and rate is not going to depend upon other reactant molecules which are taken in excess? That is called first order reaction. Here in this case, what we did, you can check it. This is what is constant. We don't find any change. This reaction is basically example of hydrolysis of ester, you can say. One example we are taking, what is taken in excess. This K dash H2O is your K. Now this is showing example for first order reaction. We are having one numerical also. This I have taken from NCERT, which is very important here. Because it was difficult to type this graph. That's why I have taken screenshot. This equation has been given as pseudo first order reaction. The concentration of water remains normally as 55 moles per liter. And during this course, what is the value of K dash in the equation? So we know that K dash rate, we write it like this. We wrote in the previous slide. For pseudo order reaction should be of first order with respect to ester when H2 is constant. So first order expression, if you can recall here, K is equal to 2.303 by T log A0 by A, right? This is our first order. So what do you have? You have to prove it, that whatever change that has taken place, that is going to show same K. Means you can take here this as initial, this as final, 30 minutes, and get the rate constant. Then this one, get the rate constant, change in concentration, get the rate constant. K should be same. It's because this is our first order reaction expression. So this first order reaction expression constant value has to be same. So you have to prove that this is first order reaction. Okay. So this is clear to us. K, once you calculate, we know that K is equal to K dash H2 because they want K dash also. The K value, you will put it over here. H2O concentration is given. You can calculate K dash. So this way we have to solve. So finally, we are finishing our chapter. You solve each and every question of NCERT. We have already discussed. I had given you question yesterday also. So please finish it. And NCERT, any question you face problem, you let me know. Let me know on WhatsApp. You let me know. We are going to solve those things. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.